Hey guys, how you doing? Man, I haven't done a video in a long time. But I just feel like right now, what I've just seen happening in the Sudan, I feel like it's one of those things where every black person on YouTube right now, I think should be their obligation to talk about this, about what's happening in the Sudan. You know, there's the old Sudan and then the South Sudan. This is happening in the old Sudan. Okay, there's a group of people there, two generals who've been fighting, but these guys, the problem is these guys, they are probably more mixed, I would say, maybe black and Arab. So they consider themselves Arabs. You know, they don't consider the other, the dark-skinned Sudanese as part of that. And basically what's happening there is the G word. I don't know if I can say that here without being cancelled, but about 200 and over 200,000 people so far have been unalived. Now, what's happening is, and the way they're just doing it is just senselessly. You know, they're well trained. Now, who's sponsoring this? That's a question we gotta ask ourselves. Who's sponsoring this? The money for this is actually coming from the Middle East. They're very well organized. They're well funded. They're using drones. They're literally using drones to hunt people that look like me and you in the Sudan. This is what I'm saying. This is where now AI becomes a problem. Because black people, I think we need to wake up, man. We really, really need to wake up. Because so far, what's happening in the Sudan could be extended to other parts of Africa if we are not very careful. Because I don't see the African Union bringing this up. I don't see the African Union having a strong army to go there and diffuse the problems and make sure people get along and protect the people. I don't see the African Union doing that. But here is a continent that's very wealthy with natural resources. We've sat on these natural resources. They have never benefited us. And now that's coming to haunt us. Because I tell you what, I know most of you don't even know your history. But if you go back in history, you're realizing that when the Romans wanted to trek down from up North Africa, trying to come down into East Africa and further down, it was these Sudanese with Queen Aminiris that stood up and defeated the Romans. And then when the Arabs took over Egypt, they wanted to do the same thing. They wanted to go further down. It was these same Sudanese that stood up and stopped these guys from coming further down. And today they've been hunted. And the rest of Africa is just quiet. It's just quiet. Powerless. It's very sad, guys. It's very sad what's happening there. People are even saying that it could be worse than the way Rwanda was. And no one is talking about it. The African Union is not talking about it. Here's what I find actually quite sad. So Africa is very vocal about Gaza. And I get that. But they're not vocal when it comes to the Sudan. You know, I want the same energy. I want to see the same energy. I want to see every African president speaking with the same language, same energy, and standing up for the people of Sudan. They're not doing it. South Africa is not doing it. They're not doing it. Everyone is just quiet. Quiet. Because I tell you what, if they can do it and get away with it, then they're very well trained. Do we even have soldiers that are well trained in Africa? I doubt it. Maybe just the only people I think who are well trained, in my opinion, is the Rwandese army. The rest of some of these people is just not, it's ridiculous. Some of the soldiers in some of these countries. So if those guys are well trained, they're using these drones, they're well funded, what's going to stop them from creating conflict in the other countries? Museveni is what, 80 years old? He doesn't want to leave. Instead of him sitting down there and saying, you know, I gotta leave this place now, so that so he can see the country do well without him as president before he dies. Now he wants to die as a leader. And then when that happens, there's gonna be a lot of the probably gonna be like succession issues. And guess what? Next door, you got these well-trained soldiers. They're gonna smell weakness, and they'll just come in. So if we let what's happening in Sudan continue, every person in Africa is in danger. We can't afford the stupidity that we've seen in the past 10, 15 years. We can't afford that anymore. Not even 10, 15 years, like forever. We just can't do it anymore because the world is becoming very dangerous. Most of the people that own AI today, they're not Africans. And most of them, actually, it's fair to say, they're anti-Africans. And they're the ones who, do you think dude like Elon Musk wants Africans owning South Africa? No. It's extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous where the world is headed right now. And what's happening to our people in Sudan is just imagine being hunted, literally being hunted with drones. That's like some movie, man. That's like in some movie. But this is happening right now in the Sudan. And no one is talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Middle Eastern people are funding that stuff. And the African people, instead of saying never again and standing up as one, they're not doing it. It's war. They go and beg for money from Europe. The same Europeans that are actually even sponsoring this stuff. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm just going to ask all of you guys whether you have a YouTube channel or just start searching about the G word. I don't know if I'm going to be sensitive, but you know what I mean. That's happening in the Sudan. It's very sad. It's really, really sad. Over 200,000 people have already been unalived. And it's going to continue. Because no one is talking about it. Everyone is busy talking about Gaza. What's happening there is bad. But no one cares about the poor Africans. The poor Sudanese people. Not even the African leaders are talking about this. Until the drones show up on their doorstep. And it's going to be too late then. Here's one reason why we should all be scared, especially if you're black, if you're an African. Most countries in the Western world are broke. They got no money. They're in debt. Who gives them the money? I don't know. But they're in debt. America is $32 trillion in debt. England, Europe, Germany, you name it. Most of those countries are in debt, big debt. At some point, they want to pay that off. The Africans are sitting on massive, massive natural resources reserves that the world needs. People are even planning of doing deep sea diving or deep sea mining or space mining. That costs a lot of money. Very soon they're gonna say, why don't we just get rid of the Africans and we take their land? That'll be easy. If we go up to space, it might cost us $500 billion to get things here, but we can go to the Africans and just get rid of them. We got drones, we can just, how many, a drone per African? It's going to cost us $100 billion. You have nowhere to hide. It's about time we woke up, guys. Really, it's about time to wake up. I just want to leave this message by saying, please find time to do some research about what and bring awareness to what's happening in the Sudan, or in Sudan. If you have a YouTube, I think talk about it. If you don't, find the way. You have social media or whatever. Just bring awareness to what's happening over there. It's sad, guys. It's really sad. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you follow up on what I just said. Thank you, and goodbye.